Yep, looking good.
All right, sweet. So, I'll fix the overlay in just a second. But for now, rest assured that spawning in the north, playing as the American forces, we're going to have Cobeligerants, and his ally playing as the United Kingdom forces. It's going to be Cobeligerants. Spawning in the south, playing as the Axis forces, we're going to have the Wehrmacht of Panic TM. And the, Overcommand West forces of RTN Talisman. And the map, of course, today is going to be Crossing in the Woods, which I'm sure you're all very familiar with by now. So, Festive Long Johns, why don't you tell us the funniest play you ever made in Company of Heroes 2 whilst I update this overlay?
Oh my god. Funniest play I ever made in CO2.
That's it, I just put you on the spot, man.
Yeah, dude, there's been so many. Actually, it happens to be all the time where I'm like, damn it, I wish I had recorded that. That would have been great for a video. And then 5 minutes later, I forget what I did. Probably funniest play would be stealing a Sherman right in front of this guy's nose and then proceeding to wipe 2 squads with it. But there's so many crazy moments. I can't even.
You stole a Sherman right from out from under his nose.
Yes.
Wow.
And then he would just. I mean, it happens, I'm sure, all the time. It's happened to me before. It's got to be like the worst feeling in the world when you've got this Sherman and all of a sudden somebody runs up and just takes it and then wipes squads with it right in front of you. So, yeah, I'm sure most of you guys have plenty more thrilling accounts than that. But, yeah.
Hashtag scumbag player for life, stealing Shermans all day. That's nice, I like it.
Yeah, right. Grand Theft Sherman, baby.
Grand Theft Sherman, yes! Oh, now we can
look at this commander choice. How often do you see this, Magpie?
Literally yesterday was when I saw this, actually, in the
Oh,
ESL.
really?
Yeah. Stormers picked it to counter some heavy sniper shizzle out of Barton, I think. And it fell flat. Like, he lost the truck in 2 seconds and never killed the sniper the whole game. But anyway, we've got the WC51. WC51 always makes me think of a toilet, which are often labeled WC. But anyway, that is going to be the commander and the tech of choice here for Cobeligerants. He's going to get stuck into this Kubelwagen, and of course there's 5 riflemen in the back there spraying rounds out with the Garand, so that little thing actually not too shabby. It is a very early game commander though, and I worry for this in a 2v2 because he's going to have to, 2v2s usually go reasonably long, so he's going to have to like try and like survive. I don't know how, but we're going to have to see. No other commanders have been picked just yet, and we've got big fights going on around the central bridge right here.
Yeah, this is definitely going to be a point of contention. The middle VP is always, kind of played for in the early game. Nutella doing a nice job putting down some tank traps, but he's doing it under fire. And if he retreated even a moment later, he may have lost that rear echelon. Going to just barely get away. It's going to be important for Nutella to get some really good use out of this WC51 because if he doesn't really make a big impact with it, the whole commander essentially doesn't pay off. So,
yeah.
I remember Brad in a stream a while back talking about how you can refuel and refit it at 2 fuel or 2 CPs, and
you can
get some of your value out of that back.
If it ever survives to then.
That is true. Yeah.
But yeah, there are some telemines going down super early here. By the way, just to the south of the central bridge, we got telemines. So seems like Panic already adapting to this early WC51. They are in a nice position, so they might be able to bait the truck onto that one later, and even if they don't, they're just in a nice position where they might just get something later.
WC51's going to drive up, purposefully eat a Faust. Not a big deal as Americans to eat that early Faust. It's going to drain Panic's munitions just that much more. Having placed a Teller mine already and using a Faust, it means it's going to delay the amount of time it takes for him to get his LMGs. Both factions are... I don't know what I say. It's both sides, I guess. The map evenly split, 50-50.
Yeah, both teams is good.
Yeah, both teams. Good. Split
I know,
50,
you've got to adapt
right
that terminology. We're so used to casting 1v1s already. It's like, oh wow, this player's got twice as many units as he should. Oh, it's 2v2. But anyway, yeah. Wow, Tommy's here getting a great flank on the Kubelwagen, and they are actually going to cause the demise of the spicy little scout car, much to my sadness, of course. I love Kubelwagens, but anyway. For some reason, Cobeligerants decides to gun down that Kubelwagen in its prime, and a nice pickup for him there, in all fairness. We've got a Wehrmacht sniper on the field, of course. He's going to be marshalling the field down here, and there's also a British SAS sniper coming out at a pretty fast timing here for Gorodan. And wow, he's coming out of camo. What is he doing? Jesus, that's so risky.
That was scary.
That was scary.
Especially
the Wehrmacht sniper's right here.
Sniper right there.
Yeah, wow. Okay, so he's going to try and bait the shot with these Tommies running through, and then he's going to try and pick him up. But look, the 50 cal sniper is still not camo back here.
Oh god, he's just out of range. I don't know if... Oh wow, this is both players just trying to bait the sniper shot.
Yeah. God, that is so close. I do love watching Vermex against Brits. This is one of the facets of this matchup that I do have to say I do really enjoy. Just watching the two snipers, and it's a test of skill, you know, like almost always the most skilled player will win that engagement, which you can't say with that much confidence of too many things in this game because, you know, unlike other RTSs, there's a little bit of dice rolling in this game, which is fine.
Oh, look at this,
like
already
poker,
an interesting choice from Talisman.
Whoa, grenades already unlocked here for the USF forces. Bang! Getting a horrible hit on that rifle squad. The focus fire on the Garans is coming down, but it's not going to be enough, and the Grenadier is going to escape. Damn, that was close.
Look at this really aggressive trench from Gorodan on the right-hand side. He's put a Vickers in it, which is going to completely lock the right side down, and the British sniper actually doing decent damage to the A halfback is going to force it back. So Gorodan and his allied partner doing a nice job blocking the Axis in. That being said, 222's now on the field. Going to try and clean up the WC-51. He's going to get it, but the captains there might be able to pick up. No, 222's going to back away safely, but they are going to be able to force these Volks off. Flame grenade goes in, actually, does quite a bit of damage. This is a bit of a toss-up now. Actually, the Stern Pioneers push up and force that engagement in the Axis favor, and now we've got a really incredibly aggressive Bofors placement here.
Whoa!
That is something you don't see every day.
I gotta be honest, actually, I'm not even sure I like this placement. The reason being, these line of sight blockers here and here. Actually, you know what? He's going to use his British engineer to remove cover, isn't he? That's what he's going to do, and then it's going to be great. So actually, I take it back. This is possibly the spiciest move of the evening so far. Actually, I'm loving this. I mean, Beaufort not AEC is already like, eh.
Hey, what?
Yeah, I know, right? Like, it's like
Coco Jambo, huh?
Coco Jambo! It's like, what is this thing? Oh, the AEC, they've like taken the engine out of it and built sandbags around it. I didn't even recognize this unit. What's going on? But anyway, yeah, I mean, look, oh my god, it reveals itself on these Grenadiers, instantly gibbing one of them. These Volks Grenadiers probably not going to suffer any better. Yup, there goes another, boom. And like, these things hit even on fallback, you know, retreating units take a lot of pain. We could have got a flak half-track as well. Everyone's bringing out all the crazy toys.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just, this is a really a total deviation from what you normally see in 2v2s. Gordon's going to keep his rear echelon. I keep saying rear echelon, damn it. Royal Engineers, they both RE. Royal Engineers, Royal Echelon. It's going to keep him in the Bofors for that suppressive barrage ability, which actually has really fantastic range. Can actually use it to counter mortar a mortar squad trying to clear it out. So interesting use there. Ooh, Sniper getting a little greedy.
Yeah, Sniper's doing okay actually though. And this trench, like right up on the doorstep of the Axis base, had a Vickers in it until just now when they got burned out. But yeah, nice stuff. Here comes the old LIG or ISG infantry field gun here, and that's going to be pardon me, that's going to be pinging down this Beaufort, and they're going to need to use a brace and start repairing that, or else that you know, the infantry field gun is going to counter that.
I want to see the counter barrage. I want to see him use it on the.
Oh yeah, here it comes actually. I don't think it has range actually, like because the counter barrage actually is reasonably short range.
Oh,
I don't think it'll reach it.
He's using it on the pack.
Yeah, he's getting some good hits as well. Oh, boom, boom,
I actually
boom.
finish it off.
Yeah.
The sniper picks it up. Very nicely played there by Gordon.
Yeah, really sweet plays there. This infantry field though gun though is going to be a real problem. If the SAS sniper could just stand like maybe just here, although there's nicely positioned barbed wire from the Axis players there.
He might get the counter snipe. British sniper moving up on the Auster sniper. Auster sniper's not cloaked.
He's revealing himself. The SAS sniper's not aiming though. He's not aiming.
Dude,
he aims now.
You're not shooting.
Oh! The Axis sniper goes down. 55 caliber round, explodinating his entire life, and he's got nice counter snipe there. That was absolutely brutal. Meanwhile, on the right flank there was a push, but and the flak half track was able to just push aside some infantry who were there, and those Volks Grenadiers now outside of the base. So on the right flank, the Axis players have now opened the door, and they can actually leave their base now, which is nice.
Yeah, about time, man. The contain from Coconuts this whole time has been fantastic. They've managed to drop almost 200 VPs only 10 minutes into the game, so very nice early pressure. The question is going to be is if they can translate that into some really strong armor, because as we mentioned earlier, Nutella doesn't have access to the strongest late game commander. They're going to have to probably get an early major out for Nutella to try and snowball this. He's instead actually opted to go for captain, and he's pushing out a Stewart, which I also like. But yeah, Axis now just now decapping the VP on the right to stop the triple cap. They're also going to maintain control of the fuel on the right as well. So Axis clawing their way back into this game slowly but surely.
Yeah, and you know what though? Like this has like bought the the Allied players like half the victory points they need to win, pretty much. I mean, it's 493 over 275. Like this opening, even if they lose the Beaufort, like is really, really, really nice. This is like totally spicy stuff. And again, this is just like the facets and tactics of 2v2s, just like becoming manifest for us in front of our very eyes. Like the tactics here, you couldn't do this in 1v1. You don't have enough units, but in 2v2 you can just be like, yeah, I'm gonna throw a Beaufort here. We're gonna cut the map in half, and you guys aren't gonna be able to get out your base. Lol. You know? It's fantastic. Yeah, how are you going to deal with it? Well, the answer is with a Flak half-track, who, by the way, nearly killed the SAS sniper just a minute ago. Got some hits on him. As I take a sip on my tea. This vehicle
Still
crew...
0 kills on the Flak track. This is a bit of a disappointing result here from the unit. There he goes. He got his first kill.
There we go.
Well done, Flak track. And looks like the Beaufort is wiped by the constant LEIG fire. So nicely countered. The Beauforts only lasted about what, couple 3 or 4 minutes. It did deny quite a bit of the middle portion of the map. Did decrew a pack. Debatable as to whether or not the AEC would have been more effective, but it certainly provoked a response from the Axis. Forced them to go with the 2 LEIGs, which is not a bad call on this map anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, like we talked about, 250 VPs now for the Axis team. It's getting to that point now where they got to start saying, all right, we've don't need to panic yet, but VPs are rapidly becoming a priority for them.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they're still bleeding even right now, so this situation is only going to get worse in the short term at least. Whoa, look at this, there are some rear echelons and just 2 squads of riflemen just chilling behind the building, like, yeah, come at us, bro, and then they're just going to like leap out. So quite a cunning setup here from Nutella, and I have to say, for 2 players that I've never cast before, so I don't really know, how good they are or what their styles are. Nutella and Goridan putting on one hell of a show so far. I'm becoming a fan here of the Coco Brigade. Talisman and Panic have got some work ahead of them, and some interesting commander picks creeping into this game as well. We've got the Special Weapons Regiment, so we're going to see maybe some boys tank hunter guys.
Yeah, there they are, hitting the field just now.
Oh yeah. Brilliant. And one thing people don't often realize about these guys is they actually reveal enemy vehicles on the minimap for quite a large radius around them in Fog of War. So, like, if you have these special weapons boys equipped Tommies on the field, you actually just basically know where your opponent's armor is in a fight involving those Tommies, which lets you set up some sick plays, basically. I mean, it's one of my favorite units.
Yeah, it is really nice, and a bit of an interesting situation playing out on the left side now. This rifleman squad is caught between an MG42 and an AA half-track. In the meantime, the Cromwell from Goridan just now hitting the field. He's going to push up and try and force off the AA half-track. One more barrage might wipe the rifle squad. Another Grunt squad also getting dangerously low. Half-track goes down. Captain picks it up. And very nice play there for the Allies.
Yeah, going to get the 222 as well.
Yeah, with virtually no consequence. Very well played by Coconuts.
And the Cromwell was just chilling. I thought the Cromwell was going to join in and clear all that up, but it wasn't even needed. So yeah, looking really nice here. Goridan and Nutella working very well together. Some really nice pokes going down here. This Stuart has been pretty effective so far. The Flak half-track is now like just dead, so have we got any vehicles for the Axis players? Nope.
Nope.
So yeah, definitely looking good here.
We do have 165 fuel for Talisman, so he may be thinking I want to wait for a Jagdtiger, but that's so far away. He's only at 5 CPs, and I think he's going to have to tech something if they want to stay in this game.
But here's a thought, though. I mean, this is one of those maps where the Jagdtiger can just lock it down.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, you park that thing just here, and it's over.
That far.
Well, it's not over, but I mean, it's
riflemen are
hard.
clumped up, taking LEIG fire. That could have been potentially terrible.
Yeah.
But look at the right side now. It's been completely retaken by the Allies, and now we've got Artie thrown in from the base.
Yeah, this is the 25-pounder pyrotechnics flare going to be used here to call in some base fire from the British player, and he does have his company and his platoon command posts online, so this is 2 25-pounders worth just flailing rounds in. No, they're not accurate, but they are very cheap and quite scary. So anything you hit is basically a bonus. The boys equipped 80 Tommies here are going to come on in, but they're going to be forced back. Whoa, was that one of the light guns getting taken out there?
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
There was a sniper picked off the last 2.
Whoa, this Cromwell though, sorry to interrupt.
Oh no!
Yeah, this Cromwell's going to take a dive.
Went down.
Why isn't this pack gun shooting it?
Down.
Is he just out of arc? That pack gun was just not
just
shooting
out
it.
of arc, but that Cromwell's dead in the water. He's got an engine damage. It's totally toast. So huge turn to go for the Axis, picking up the British sniper and the Cromwell. That's what they need to get back into this game. Down to 200 VPs and still eating a triple cap. They're going to have to focus one of these VPs right now.
Yeah. Wow, that pack howitzer also is like such a nice counter to these AT guns, and if the AT guns ever go down, that's pretty much curtains, I think. Is there going to be another Cromwell? No. Okay, he doesn't have to fuel yet. Okay.
Not quite. He also has access to the Croc later on, but again, CP's still really early. It's crazy. The VP situation is so dire for the Axis, but we're only 15 minutes into this game, so I keep looking at Collins, like, what are the options here later on? But,
yeah.
You know, both players still relatively low in CPs.
Yeah. Storm Pioneers taking what initially was a nice engage, but a Vickers and some Tommies going to force them back over here on the right flank. Panzer Fusiliers making their presence known, though. And these guys are actually really good at range. They are quite an effective counter for Tommies, even with Bren guns. If you get them the G43 upgrades, they actually, at long range, are really good. And also the line of sight they provide is just freaking excellent. But that upgrade is not down yet. So a little bit of future tech hopefully coming down the line here for Talisman, who needs everything he can get to stay in this game.
Yeah, Talisman's is in an interesting spot now because he doesn't have a Rakettenwerfer, and he's also getting an Ober squad, and his Panzer Fusiliers are not upgraded yet either. He actually just spent the munitions to upgrade them with those G43s, but as it stands now, the only AT that Talisman has is that one Shrek. And if he wants his Obers to be even remotely effective and worth their cost, he's going to have to upgrade them as well. So I think Panic is going to have to complement with a lot of AT because Talisman is going to be a little bit weak in that front for a while now.
Yeah, and look at this on the left flank. The weapon racks have finished for the American player, and we got BARs on these riflemen now, and they're just bullying their way in. Nothing the Grenadiers can do to stand against them. There's some Volksgrenadiers and some Ostrippen here in good cover. One of the Ostrippens actually has rolled an LMG-42 off of the Mobile Defense Commander, so they might be able to put up some resistance against these BAR riflemen, but I don't know, man. Ostrippen are good, but they're not that good, and there's 3 squads with BARs we're talking here. So the left flank looks set to... Oh, no, wait. Whoa, a 4-man squad just going to fall back here. Seems a little preemptive. Oh, I suppose the Major's only just back here, so it's not the end of the world. In fact, yeah, nice little forward fallback setup going on here for Nutella, who... I don't know, like, he picked this mechanized company commander really early. He used that WC-51 truck, and I haven't really seen it do anything else.
Yeah, he didn't get a chance to withdraw and refit it. The only thing that he might potentially be banking on later in the game is that 150mm Arty Barrage does an absolute crap ton of damage to OKW structures, but Talisman's positioned his trucks really conservatively, so he'd have to push up really far to make good use of that ability. Aside from that, the M3 is just absolute trash. I don't think that thing should ever see the light of day until it gets buffed.
I do agree
so,
with you,
yeah,
it's not very good.
that thing's so bad, man. It's got the health of an M3, like a tier 1 vehicle that comes at, you know, whatever, how many CPs. But anyway, without going into too much balanced discussion, yeah, I don't know how much Nutella has gotten out of this commander. I mean, the WC-51 kept the Kubel at bay, and the early pressure did lead to this triple cap, so I guess it's just going to come down to whether or not they can leverage that into a quick game, or if the Axis are going to have an opportunity to come back in this one. Sherman now rolling onto the field. That's exactly what they need. Basically, everything on the left is going to have to reposition. The packs are moving up to deter the Sherman.
I think that Sherman inherited the crew from the Stuart as well, because it's come on with like a star of veterancy straight away, so nicely making use of the American abilities there.
Yeah. Nice eye there. I didn't spot that.
Yeah.
Already vet 1, almost vet 2. Look at that.
Yeah, so that's really nice. Pack gun's going to track it down though, and the engine is broken, so that Sherman is in a bit of difficulty right now. He shouldn't lose it. There's enough supporting infantry here.
Did you see that shot from the pack howitzer just wiped a Grenadier squad?
Oh, no, I didn't.
Filthy. Just filthy.
Whoa,
and now the packs are horribly overextended.
Yeah, this sniper, whoa, the focus fire is, yeah, it's going to get him to half health. That could have been worse, actually. At that range, the BARs, you don't want to play with them. But anyway, Grenadier's going to be taking this middle VP, and actually the Axis forces kind of looking okay on the right. Couple of squads here, unopposed, chewing up some ground. There are some Tommies in the hood with the Pyrotechnics flare, but that's actually not going to be enough against these Fusiliers with the upgrade and the Volksgrenadiers in the hood. So the right flank here, one to watch for the Allies players, actually. They might, sorry, for the Axis players. They might be able to actually get some work done, and they do have their own fuel point. If they get that other one, they can start catching up. Maybe go for the Jagdtiger or something like that, or you know, even just a Panzer IV command tank right now would be nice.
Yeah, Talisman is actually approaching the fuel needed. He needs about 100 more fuel, but he also needs 4 more CP.
Yeah.
So I think at this point, Talisman is definitely banking on the Jagdtiger. We would have seen tech from him by now. Grenade going in on this double Ostrupen squad. Does a ton of work. Oh my gosh, and he wipes the LMG Ostrupen.
Oh, where? Oh, I see them. I see them. Yeah, wow.
Oh, they're all crawling around on the ground. He wiped the most high value, or the most valuable unit that he had on the field right now, I'd say, as far as infantry goes.
Yeah.
Even better than the Grenadiers with an LMG, because you get basically all the DPS from the LMG on a dirt cheap squad with 6 man, so...
Okay, so Talisman clearly thinks he's not going to survive to get the Jagdtiger out unless he does something, so we're going to have an Overcommand Panzer IV hitting the field very shortly here for him. He's going to spend the 150 fuel right now and try not to die with that tank.
Yeah,
Ostwind is
92 VPs.
I know, yeah. Ostwind is going to be the tech of choice here for Panic, which I actually have to say, even though there's a Sherman, I really like the Ostwind because it's, you know, he can just push aside these BAR riflemen at last and finally get something done with his infantry. Capping the right fuel are the Axis players and the left, so, you know, this is what they need to be doing, and they're not bleeding right now, so we might actually have a game coming out here.
Yeah, absolutely. Gordon losing that Cromwell and the sniper has really put a dent in just how much he's been able to pressure this right side. Talisman's basically maintained control of the right side since that turn. And yeah, Gordon floating tons of fuel. Probably banking on a Crocodile? I don't know.
He's going for the Crocodile, yeah, but the Pack gun getting wiped out by the Sherman here on the left flank. So many riflemen here threatening to overrun. Yeah, there's an Ostwind, but the Sherman's in town, baby. And he's not loaded AP, though. And actually, here comes the Overcommand Panzer IV. There's enough Pack guns here that could crawl forwards and try to get this Sherman. American AT guns firing from their side of the river as well, so this is a pretty pitched battle going on here. The Ostwind taking a lot of big hits, more than it wants to. The engine gets broken from an AT rifle grenade, and the Sherman's going to push forward. Yeah, the captain gets the final kill with a Zook, and now this Panzer IV needs to start being careful. He should be okay, actually. He's probably going to hold here. MG42 as well, backing him up.
Captain goes down in the middle.
Yeah.
Actually drops a bazooka. I want to see the American player, Nutella, pick up this pack.
Whoa, he could lose these riflemen.
Yeah. On retreat through an MG42.
And the sniper.
Got another shot at it.
Oh, no incendiary round coming down as well, actually. A bit of a miss there from Panic, who had the munitions.
Well, he actually used it to drop that model, or drop that rifleman down to 1.
He did.
So
I see.
He used, yeah, that was one thing to note, and I think AE brought this to everyone's attention in that video he did just a while back, was that incendiary explosive round has 100% accuracy on retreating squads.
Yes,
so
it does.
You can use that to pick up some nasty squad wipes.
Yeah, you really can. It's like almost a double tap, because you fire a regular round, bring them down to the last man, they fall back, and you're like, I don't think so. You don't come back from
things are
that.
just falling apart for the Allies now. Infantry section on the right VP goes down and drops both of the Bren LMGs.
Oh my god, he dropped both!
Oh, that's just awful, and the Volks are right there to pick him up.
Yeah, they'll take
what
those.
A terrible turn of events.
Holy spoons, that's now a 3-star Volk squad with double Bren. Like, oh no, are they going to grab the other? They got to grab the other.
That's 100. Sometimes they're hard to click on. I have that same problem.
Oh, yeah,
you got to be so precise with it. But yeah, I mean that's 120 munition swing right there on a really effective squad to get one of those. So things starting to slowly turn for the Axis. They're down to 92 VP, so their backs against the wall.
Yeah, I mean you say that, but here on the left flank, there's such a good determined assault here. Panic's the only guy over here for the Axis play. In fact, it's kind of like 2 1v1s in a way, because we've got Nutella versus Panic here on the left flank. Anyway, this Sherman's pushing hard. The BAR riflemen are just bullying in. The Ostwind gets its engine broken, and the Sherman is hungry for blood. And here it comes, just loading in the AP rounds right now. Smoke going to come down, so the Ostwind's not going to die just now, but that's a 2-star Sherman. In fact, this Panzer IV needs to be a little careful, maybe.
He might pick it up with attack ground, he does!
Yeah, he gets it. Damn, that was nice. Oh, but the Sherman's stricken! The Sherman hits an AT mine on the way out, I think.
How quick can he get out and American superglue this tank? The P4 is right there to pick it up. Come on now.
American superglue. There we go.
Yeah, baby, there it is. He's going to get away scot-free.
Oh, that's it, baby. Wow, easy win, easy life.
Asymmetric faction design, baby. Love it. I'm not even being sarcastic.
Yeah, man. Whoa, Tank Hunter's going to come on in and smash these Volks Grenadiers on the left flank. They're going to have the GTFO. Whoa, is this like a double calling?
Just called in, hold the line. Good God, those planes are loud.
Yeah, I was just thinking that. I was like, whoa, have I got my volume balance wrong? Those planes are deafening. Oh yeah, look at the double Gren Volksgrenadiers here, just gunning down Tommies in negative cover
this
all
is just
day.
filthy. Look, they're going to be Vet 5 in no time.
Yeah,
This
they really
squad
are.
is just-
They just went up to Vet 4. They're already halfway to Vet 5. The Piats are
Look
actually
at the
doing
vet
okay.
bar go up. It's just absurd. They're going to win this engagement single-handedly.
Yeah. I don't know actually.
Oh,
that
wow.
infantry field gun has
That
it in for
Piat.
them. It's like
Yeah.
friendly fire.
So looks like allies are going to
Oh,
maintain
whoa,
at least
I can
a
hear the
hold
heavy
on the
RT.
VPs.
Where's
Yeah,
that
it
shit
is.
landing?
Here it comes.
Oh, here he is.
Left side of the map. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Just basically area denial for the allies right now.
Yeah.
Just trying to keep the pressure on.
Oh, this sniper. No.
Oh, God.
Okay, no, he's alright. He's alright.
Keep in mind, this already takes, it's like 60 seconds for it to fire. It lasts for ages.
Yeah, it does. I think it's like 5 or 6 rounds. Oh, and here's the crocodile. Uh-oh. I love the way he's got a Somerset accent, by the way. I'm from Bristol, so the farmers around here actually sound like that.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, Sherman closing in. We've got BAR Rifleman leading the way. There's an MG42 nicely set up, but the Crocodile's probably going to just say no to that. This Panzer IV looking okay, but here comes the Sherman from a nice angle. AP rounds are loaded, so he's getting some good damage dealt. 2-star Sherman doesn't really take prisoners either.
No, MG42 might go down.
And the
It does.
oh god, the
Gren
Grenadiers
goes down
too.
as well.
Brutal.
Crocodile doing some work.
Yeah.
Already up to 10 kills. That thing's been on the field for just about a minute.
The DPS on that thing is just insane. And is it 1 or 2 stars it reloads faster? Yeah, it's Veterancy 1 it starts reloading fast. And then Veterancy 2 it's like the hover crocodile, it like moves so fast.
The hover croc.
It is. If they just made it go like boo, it would be like believable that it's hovering, you know. Anyway.
we gotta get our modders on this. I want to see a hover croc in game.
Yeah. And yeah, the Axis players basically like look at the minimap. They're basically forced back to their base. 90 tickets on the 367, but all of the victory points are about to turn blue. And Talisman and Panic right now finding themselves in a really dire situation. Let's see how much fuel. Talisman on 185. He needs 280 for that Jagdtiger, and he also needs like God knows how much manpower. 720, which he's nowhere near.
And more
actually.
than anything else, he needs time, man. They just got to get one VP in hold. It's looking so dire for the Axis right now. And that being said, Talisman has just a massive amount of infantry. He's at 93 supply to 24, so Panic just hemorrhaging units left and right. Actually only has
got
2
2
snipers and a Pio. He does have some crew weapons that he might potentially be able to snag, but yeah, I think at this point it's the Allies' game to lose. CoConut's looking really strong
Oh,
here.
those Piats getting great hits on the Panzer IV. The damage on those really high when they do actually hit. So yeah,
Who
spicy
said
stuff.
Piats are bad?
Oh man, I actually really like Piats. I really do, genuinely. They're cheap. Whoops, they hurt infantry. Oh, damage to my trademark taking a screenshot in the middle of the game. But anyway, yeah, this crocodile is
Folks just
roasting
getting
these guys.
absolutely roasted.
Yeah, and he's just... How does the crocodile have a main cannon as well? That thing's so brutal. Like, it feels like it shouldn't.
Totally falling apart now for the Axis. They've just got so much pressure coming in right now. They have managed to snag control of the right VP, but they're down to 39 tickets. It's looking pretty grim. The Allies doing a great job of pushing up their support weapons.
Yeah.
They've got some AT guns nicely positioned.
Yeah,
Really strong showing from Coconut so far.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. They've looked very dominant this entire game. I mean, they clearly came into this map with a plan. That Beaufort on the middle gave them a lot of time. I mean, like I said, that basically bought them half the victory point. Imagine, if you add 250 to the victory points of the Allied players, the Axis players, right? They'd be on 280. They'd still be behind.
It's a whole different game.
Yeah, but it would still be like a real game that's happening. But basically, by just stealing 250 like victory points right at the start with a Beaufort in a cheeky place and some nice play on the flanks, like the Allied players have just locked this game down. Like, you can't have an early game that bad. And you know, the Axis players had a good mid game. There was a point where they were even pushing the Allied players back, but it just wasn't enough. And you know, like I say, I don't want to call this one too early. It's definitely not over yet. But this is what we call a low percentile game here for the Axis players.
Yeah, definitely. 23 VPs and ticking now. The Axis have consolidated all their forces on the left. They're going to try and make one last desperate push for this mid VP. We've got 2 AT guns on the right, 1 stolen pack, 1 British 6-pounder facing this Panzer IV, and they burst it down. P4 goes down. The only piece of Axis armor has been cleaned up. Really nice play from the Allies once again. The Crocodile's now going to have free roam.
to just basically burn everything. You know, light everything on fire.
Yeah,
man.
now
This game
the
just
hover dial is
rampaging.
active. Here we go. Look at the hover dial. Ooh, it's just hovering in now. Two-star veterancy just makes that thing like stupidly fast, and it just turns on a dime as well. So
God, 29 kills already for that croc.
yeah,
Great call by Gordon to call that thing in.
yeah. So I reckon Talisman and Panic have got to head back to the locker room here at half-time, and they got to give themselves one hell of a pep talk because that game was pretty brutal. It's fair to say that game was pretty brutal. As I bring us back onto the cameras here. Wow,
Magpie, you're warming my heart, man. For somebody that doesn't love sports, to be able to use sports cliches.
I forgot to put my hat on. Damn.
Your hat?
It's okay. Nobody noticed. Nobody saw me. Sorry, I was drinking a cup of tea, and like then I was just really hot, so I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna take the hat off. No one can see me. It's fine." Damn it! Totally forgot. Oh, yeah. Anyway. Yeah, fantastic game there. Can you just give me a second here? I'm just gonna open my window. It's pretty warm in here.
Yeah. No problem at all. That was a great. Oh man, Coconut's looking really strong that game. That was awesome. Are any of the guys that actually played those games in chat? That's what I want to know. Is anybody that was playing this week actually watching? Because I would love to get your insight. No spoilers, but I'd like to hear from some of our players. Anybody at all?
Righty.
He said halftime. I know. That's what I'm laughing at. He's like, they're going to have to go get a nice pep talk. I'm like, Magpie, quit talking about using your sports ball cliches.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
it, man.
you can flip it both ways, man. This is basically like video ball or like games ball or something. I don't know.
Oh, yeah. No, it's the parallels are there for sure.
Yeah.
Despite like all of what the camo wearing rednecks in the United States would tell you.
Maybe we
like,
maybe.
oh, son of a bitch! There's fucking video games on ESPN. That's just bullshit. What is this crap?
Like they'd be going off on it, man.
And then we can have like the cliched post-game analysis with the players. We're like, so what do you think went wrong? Well, we didn't video game as hard as the other team. You know, our micro was worse and our macro was worse too. What are you gonna do differently next time? Well, we're just gonna video game better. You know, we're gonna do better macro and better micro. Okay.
Oh yes, let's make it happen. I want to. Let's do it. Let's do it for real.
All right, so I'm just loading into game 2 here, and it's going to be the same map, but of course this time it's going to be the forces of Coco playing Axis, and the forces of the Cobeligerants playing as the allies.
Yep.
And what would you
just
do?
My
right?
absolute favorite map, Crossing in the Woods.
You don't like this map at all, do you?
No, I don't. We spoke about that earlier.
I love it.
Okay,
I've got to say, this is genuinely one of my favorite maps.
It's totally fine. I just think it's boring, but it actually makes for some really great team play in 2v2s. In 1v1s, I just find it incredibly dull, but in 2s, it's pretty neat actually. I like it a lot. I think by far the 2v2 map pool is just the worst in Company of Heroes. Like hands down, there's not enough vetoes for the number of shitty maps that there are, which makes it hard for us as 2v2 league organizers to give. I don't know. I don't want to rag on that too much, but that's my biggest gripe with 2v2s at the moment is just the lack of really nice maps. They're either too big or
I think Moscow Outskirts is a really good 2v2 map because it's big enough, but it still feels focused.
Yeah.
So yeah, I like Moscow Outskirts for 2v2s. I also like Toipon. I think that's a good 2v2 map. Oh, come on.
Ew.
Oh, dearie
Bridge
me.
map. Shell 2.0, man. No.
I think in 2v2 it actually has some pretty nice dynamics, you know.
It's okay. When they redid it so that the VP sits on the bridge instead of a little bit off to the side there, it was a very nice improvement.
Yeah,
I'll admit to that. And Moscow was a lot worse prior to the changes as well. It used to favor the south side very heavily, and since they changed the way that the northern cutoffs are laid out, it's a little bit better. I think it's still just maybe a little bit biased to the south side, but Moscow definitely a good map. I'll agree with you on that.
Shout out to Tiger Tan Kism. I don't know if you spotted him in the chat, but he says that we are an awesome duo. So nice. Thanks very much, man.
Thank you. Always appreciated. I've been enjoying it, Arcade. This is 2 days in a row we've casted for a while, Magpie.
It is. It's true. Yeah. Okay, cool. Well, I'm paused at 5 seconds. Are you loaded in?
Yep.
All right, fantastic.
I hope I'm on game 2. Yeah, I'm on game 2. The side
Alright.
switched. All right.
Sweet. Well, let's rock into game 2. Coco looking real good in game 1. Now they're going to be playing the Axis pieces. RTN, Talisman, and Panic here playing as the Cobeligerants. They're going to have to do something pretty special to pull this one back as we switch now into the game. Oops. So I'll give you a countdown. We'll go on 3. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. Okay, and 6 seconds. 7, 8. Looking good.
Perfect.
All right. Awesome.
Right
So,
on cue.
spawning in the north, it's going to be the Co-Belligerents. They've got a lot of work to do as they're down 1 game. Playing as the United Kingdom forces, it's going to be RTN Talisman. And playing as the Soviet forces, it's going to be Panic TM. Spawning in the south, up a game off a convincing display of fantastic teamwork. Basically, they were just never behind that game, and an epic strat too. It's going to be the forces of the 37thCoConut. Playing as Wehrmacht, we've got CoH2. And playing as the Overcommand pieces, we're going to have Cobeligerants. So these guys looking dominant last game. Let's see if they can do it again. The map's crossing in the woods. With me is Festive Longjohns. And what do you think? What do you think, Festive? What are we going to see this game?
I'm hyped, man. I have no idea what we're gonna see. If you asked me what we were gonna see last game and I had to guess, I would have never picked that we would have seen an early Bofors, a WC-51. I mean, Coconut's just pulling out all the stops for that strat. So we'll see if they do something kooky as Axis or if they play it a little bit safer. Yeah, I'm just excited for this game too.
Yeah, me too. And I've also managed to update the overlay. Fantastic. And look, nobody was even yelling at me in chat. Ha ha ha, did it.
We're becoming such pros.
Oh yeah. Total pros. So anyway, looks like we're going to have a fight beginning here amid some Pioneers actually getting caught a bit short by these Tommies. They were actually still deploying that barbed wire, and one of them gets cut down by the old Lee Enfield rifle there. On the right flank here, we've got a pretty decent Overcommand lineup. 2 squads of Volks, the good old Storm Pioneers here, standard stuff. But they're only going to be met by 1 Maxim. Wow, 1 Maxim. There's never 1 Maxim. And sure enough, there's a second one on his heels.
Always be another Maxim.
Right, exactly. But for now, 1 Maxim. What a weird thing to say. Yeah, probably actually not going to be enough. Actually, no, the other Volks Grenadiers have gone into mid for some bizarre reason, where they're going to get found by a Vickers gun. They're going to have to fall back. Yeah, there comes the fallback. So, things initially looking okay, I guess, for both forces, actually. Nobody taking a clear upper hand straight away.
Yeah, Gordon tried to harass the right side with these Stern Pioneers, but Panic reacted nicely, positioned his conscripts behind the truck. He's also moving a Maxim up to the mid VP. Right now, both players just about 50-50 in terms of map control. Gordon hops his Stern Pioneers out of the house and gets tons of damage from the conscripts and the combat engineers. The Maxim is going to catch these Volks, but they are behind the green sandbags. Not going to be enough to suppress them on their own, but a second Maxim moving up and conscripts pushing in from the flank as well. Probably going to force off this Volk Grenadier squad, but there's a second squad behind them.
Yeah, actually picking up 2 conscripts.
In the meantime, yeah, look at that. And we've got the SWS half-track is out now for Gordon, so we'll see what he decides to tech. This Volk squad getting very low. Second Volk squad actually getting low as well, and Talisman opting to send one of his initial infantry sections to the right side. So it looks like the Allies going to try and pressure the right side and just hold on the left. VP still basically even. Tech choice, I think, will be interesting. We've already got tier 2 for Talisman.
Yeah, actually, it's a really good point. The Allies are actually basically committing almost all their stuff to the right flank here. Just some Tommies in the building on the left. They're actually trading pretty well against these Grenadiers, but if anything else gets sent, or if this MG42 pushes up, they're probably going to be in trouble there. But the Allies pushing pretty convincingly, and they've also forced back the Max Schlepper. That's going to delay the tech here for Cobeligerants, which is slightly annoying. It just means that you're not going to have the option to throw incendiary grenades on your Volks for just a little bit longer. So it's always frustrating, and possibly, I mean, by the positioning on that truck, it looked like he wanted to build it further out, but now he's been forced to put it back in the base, which might not be what he was intending. So I mean, it's just a small thing, but something nice for the Allied players there.
Yeah, excuse me. On crossing in the woods, you've got this really nice hedge here that can basically, you know, you can put your tier 1, your med HQ right there, and negate a lot of the retreat distance every time you retreat from the right side. It does leave it a little bit more exposed to indirect fire, so something to keep in mind. But you know, more and more with the Calliope and with other you know, indirect fire being so strong in this meta. Obviously, we're not facing off against the U.S. player this game, but I just feel like less and less that these forward OKW trucks are paying off. I mean, so often in these games we see them getting taken out. It's really hard to defend them, especially, you know, when there's such an option. They just go down so quickly. It's only a couple AT guns or some indirect fire, and they can really get pushed off quite easily. And it's a big blow.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of fuel.
Locks you out of quite a bit of tech.
Yeah, a lot of fuel, a lot of manpower, and, you know, you can't pack those things up and move them. You can't sell them or anything, you know, so... yeah, wow, AEC going to be the choice here for Talisman, so playing it a little bit more standard. No Beaufort going to be coming up in mid. And I was just thinking, actually, wouldn't it be so funny if Talisman and Panic were just like, alright, see what you did there, buddy. We're going to do it too. Just, like, throw the Beaufort right in the middle, you know. Like.
Steal a page out of their playbook, that'd be great.
Yeah, it would be really funny, but it's not going to be the case. Talisman's going to play a bit more standard, and possibly that's going to be for the better, because let's face it, the AEC is one spicy unit at the moment. That thing kind of a Stuart Puma hybrid right now, and therefore pretty effective against a wide variety of targets. And, you know, the Axis players are going to have to respect that. We'll see. Oh, whoa, I didn't even notice. Commanders have been locked in here for the Axis players. Cobeligerants going for Feuersturm. Spicy. We like that. And Nyatella here is going for the German mechanized doctrine. So, yeah, pretty standard choice. I was going to say, are we going to see mobile defense to counter the AEC, but no.
Yeah, it looks like Coconuts once again has, they've got a plan. You know, they locked in their commander. They seem to have come to both of these games with a game plan, as you can tell here by, you know, Talisman and Panic both kind of maybe playing a little bit reactionary. You know, they're just gonna feel it out before they pick their commanders. But yeah, Coconuts. I really like this choice. I think the command tank is beautiful on this map. The LEFH artillery is also wonderful.
Yeah, doing a great job against
some
this
options
Maxim,
here.
actually. It's Maxim in serious jeopardy, actually. I think he's going to die. Yep, it goes down to an incendiary, a nice hit off the ISG, and a lick of flame from the Feuersturm Flammenwerfer equipped Storm Pioneers. So already making use of that commander and making it look a little bit good there. Not often I can say that about the Feuersturm commander, so I'm really excited to see what Coco can make happen with it. Pardon me.
Yeah, there's quite a few abilities that are a bit lackluster in that commander. So I do like, especially. I mean, typically you see players going for that doctrine when you've got you know, an urban setting. Not a lot of buildings that you need to clear. Wow, combat engine going down.
Yeah, getting hit by that ISG. That ISG has actually been delivering some money hits now, actually. Like, it was pivotal in taking out 2 squads here. Yeah, at this range apparently it's pretty accurate, but here come the conscripts. That ISG has got to get back, I think. These Volksgrenadiers not going to be enough to hold. Meanwhile, in mid, we've got a standoff between 2 snipers. The AEC is going to push through now. Whoa, the Major... Whoa, he's decamoed, so there's an opportunity for a counter-snipe here. Whoa, okay, he's just going to quickly fall back. That was close. The AEC could have killed him, or the SAS sniper there. That was really close.
Yeah, gotta be very careful, because that British sniper is lurking on the other side of the river. He's moving up right now. Gonna maybe see if he can feel out a counter snipe. At the very least, this AEC is gonna be able to pick up the MG bunker in the middle, which is defending the only VP that the Axis currently control.
Yeah.
AEC currently just being a giant pain in the ass. Does catch a Faust here from a Grenadier, but almost up to 9 kills at the moment.
It picks off the sniper!
It did it. Was that the sniper? Oh god, yeah, it was. So he blows the sniper up. Wow.
Oh man, AEC just being a beast, you know, what else is new?
Coming on for 2 stars of veterancy on that thing. The engine's broken, but it won't be for long. And I was just thinking, so there's a Rakettenwerfer. Are there any pack guns on the field? Wow, no, not yet. So that Faust actually was just a bit of a risk, actually. He could have lost the Grenadiers that did it. He lost the sniper in the end, but I don't know about Fausting that one there. I mean, it's going to force the AC out of circulation for a while, but without a pack gun to convert that one, I don't know, wasn't the best Faust, I guess. I think he was lucky to get it off, to be honest. Those 2 Grenadiers were on such low health when they ran in, and the AEC does a lot of damage these days.
It's so risky. Very, very risky play, but, you know, you got to try and stall that AEC as much as you can, I guess, that's the thinking there. Without the counter sniper available now, Talisman's going to be, you know, free to just run rampant with his own sniper. So interesting to see just how aggressive he decides to be with it. He's already opening fire on the Sturm Pioneers that are desperately trying to cap the middle. They are not going to be able to stick around for long.
No, they got the decap, which is something. But yeah, Coco not looking as dominant in this game as they did in the last, that's for sure. And I don't know, like, the Allies have made some nice plays, but I just feel like they've kind of played solidly. You know, they haven't done anything like, oh my god, insane! They've just kind of played well. You know, the AEC was nice. They've taken a lot of nice fights. You know, Panic lost a few squads, but he's still pushing up deep into Axis territory. So I just feel like Coco just not quite firing on all cylinders. Perhaps not as comfortable playing Axis. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I mean, Talisman and Panic definitely haven't shown any signs of distress, or I guess panic is the word I would use. Wow, and then another squad going down for Panic there. Just lost this combat engine that was upgraded with the flamethrower, but what I was saying was they definitely haven't come out with any sense of, you know, just crazy urgency. They've just played really well. You know, they've managed to maintain a triple cap. Wow, that LEIG, good grief.
Yeah, it's getting some great shots in.
Just been a beast.
Yeah, I do like the LEIGs, and usually when I play Overcommand, like the temptation to buy a brace of them is overwhelming. You know, 2 of them is actually some real stopping power. But anyway,
especially on a map like this, it's so easy to just keep them on your side of the map and let them do work without all that much effort.
Yeah, and it's
and
like, oh,
go, just like you said.
Oh, demo charge on the right flank and a vaporizer squad of Volks Grenadiers. Nice bait there, I think, with the MG just being all like, oh no, you're flanking me, no. So yeah, that was pretty cool. Manages to pick up a squad with the old demo charge there as Panic. Textbook Soviet tactics, always nice to see.
Oh no, Nutella getting just totally shredded by this AEC on the left, wiped another squad, so things looking really rough for Coco right now. 2 squad wipes back to back. On top of that, just rubbing salt in the wound, the MG42 drops right in front of this this Royal Engineer squad. I don't know if they see it. They could go pick it up. You might want to try and stall and see if you can get that on one of his Tommies, but really would be even better if one of these, if this Volksgrenadier could snag that.
We've got an Su-76 trying to get some crush kills on some Storm Pioneers, failing miserably, but the thought was there. It was like driving circles around them whilst they were suppressed for a while there. Rakettenwerfer are going to force back the Soviet assault gun for now, but I do like the choice of the Su-76. It's good on this map as well. The indirect fire barrage ain't nothing, so he's going to have access to that indirect fire. So yeah, Panic looking okay right now, but he has hemorrhaged a few squads, as we've said, and he doesn't really have the momentum to push, despite having the upper hand on the right flank, so a touch awkward for the Soviet player, perhaps. But they do have the Allies, the Axis players under a triple cap right now, and they have opened up 100 tickets of score, which on this map is actually quite a lot, and we're moving now into the mid-game, so the scoreline becoming increasingly important here, and if they can extend this triple cap for the next minute or 2, that's going to set them up really nice into the late game. Pardon me.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, look at this, the sniper. Go ahead and throwing in the coordinated fire ability. We're just going to get some indirect fire on this Axis position.
Oh,
right
yeah, I
in the
got him,
middle here.
Yeah,
and
yeah, here it is.
Coordinating with that, Panic is pushing up with his conscripts. They've got a flank on the MG, going to force that off, going to force the pack off as well. Raketten caught out of position. LMG Grenadier is going to try and shred these conscripts.
Wow, I do worry about those conscripts. They're just totally pushing into the coordinated fire there, and they were so clustered. I was just like, please don't let a 25-pounder round kill 2 squads of conscripts. But that's not going to be the case. These conscripts are going to get into a nice position. Whoa! Wow, the 25-pounder round actually doing some damage there. Whoa, the conscripts are focusing this Grenadier squad nicely. Not going to get it, but damn, that was close. ISG is going to force them back in the end, though. Well, these 25-pounder rounds just like raining shots in, like on the Allied forces mostly.
Yeah, bit of maybe a mistimed approach there. You'd like to see that 25-pounder barrage go in just on the edge of the Axis exit to the Axis base, but that being said, they did force a retreat from pretty much every single Axis unit. And that means they're going to be able to maintain their triple cap for just a few minutes longer as the Axis tries to regroup. So down to just about 260 VPs, and I don't know, the Cobeligerants looking really strong right now.
Yeah.
Total, the tables have totally turned.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's I'm wondering what the choice for the Su-76 is. I guess just to deal with any mid-game Axis armor while he stalls for the KV-8 and the IS-2. But you got to wonder if maybe a T-70 might have been, you know, the nail in the coffin here with the way things are looking right now.
Yeah, you're right. Actually, a T-70 would have enabled them to push the advantage a lot harder. This Su-76 certainly hasn't been efficient since it's been on the field. I wouldn't call it a blank unit, but it hasn't really done a lot. Going to use indirect fire now, actually, to actually get some work done. So finally doing something. Oh, no. That's not how you dodge. Don't get in the building just for the hit and then stay out of it. That's not how you do it, man. So anyway, yeah, CoCo going to get forced back over there. This Feuersturm commander hasn't really provided that much value. Yeah, the Flamers on the Storm Pioneers have been okay, but you know he's miles off getting the Hetzer, and I don't think the Hetzer would be any good now anyway. So a bit of a
the
weird
Hetzer
pick.
I don't think would be good in any situation. Let's be honest here.
Well,
I've
okay.
yet to see the Hetzer actually do anything.
I've cast a game where it's been okay. Like, one game, once.
Oh wow, that mine just got blown and just laid it down.
Yeah, actually, wait, there's a demo charge here. Obersoldat and moving on to the demo charge. Dun 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 dun. Don't stand there, boys! Oh my god, now we just need Panic to look here and he will see the opportunity to blow
Panic,
these guys. Please.
There it is!
There we go. Boom!
Oh god.
Wow,
Do
savage.
we need to do a time sync? I get this
Yeah,
feeling that I might
I
be
literally
slightly
just got
ahead
that
of
as well.
you.
Just hit pause and scroll back like 1.5 seconds. Just hit pause 1.5
All right.
seconds and we'll be fine.
I'll pause. Okay, go.
Okay,
I'm
so
at
I'm on
16, 17.
Yeah, me too, that's it.
18,
We're good, we're good.
19. All right, sweet.
Yeah, I had a little lock up earlier, but I didn't say anything because I thought it wasn't that long, but it kind of was. Anyway,
we don't want to be calling stuff out too early. You know.
we got a Stug.
It's the challenge of replay casting.
Yeah, we got a Stug here coming out onto the left flank. We also have a Katusha just now coming onto the field. That's a choice that I like. The SU-76 hasn't been great. The Katusha, that's going to really let them hammer home this advantage that they have. And also,
Yeah, absolutely.
that scoreline lead is now extending to like 250 tickets or so. Like, sorry, wait. That's, yeah, 250 tickets. So that's not nothing. Whoa! Oh, what was that brutal squad wipe? Some mines here on the left going to kill these Grenadiers.
God.
Oh, nothing going
Coconut's
Coco's way
catch a
here.
break.
Holy shit, whatever that halftime pep talk RTN Talisman and Panic had, like, they probably had like an 80s training montage and an epic high five, and then they just came back into this, like.
Yeah, they've definitely turned this one. This is, I don't know. I don't want to call it too early. I mean, 177 VPs is definitely something they can come back from. But Axis definitely have an uphill battle right now. Coconut's certainly on the back foot. They're about to be under another triple cap. So, yeah, we'll see how they respond. Gordon just hasn't really done himself any favors with this commander choice.
Oh, Yagpans are going to come out there, and it's got the Su-76 pinned up against this tree line. It only needs like 2-3 hits to destroy the little Soviet assault
Yeah,
gun.
one more, it goes down.
Yeah, so that could be a
Conscript's gonna
pickup.
re-rod,
Is he going to get it? Nope, he's not going to get it, so lucky times there for Panic. Oh, whoa, not another demo charge kill. Don't do this to me, Gordon. No!
Oh, please.
No!
Stop it.
No!
You're so nasty. That's not even fair.
I can't look away. Oh! Okay, one survives! One survives! Oh,
Oh, God.
oh, dear me. Yeah, 2 50 cal snipers as well, active on the left of the map, probably making Nutella's life hell as well. So yeah, this is pretty desperate times here for the CoCo team.
Yeah, they're going to try. I think at this point, this is where you're going to see a lot of times two players will just consolidate everything they have and try and push one side. Because at the moment, spreading out their forces when they're already behind is just not going to work. You're just going to continue to bleed. You're going to continue to be on the back foot, especially when the indirect fire is coming in. Katusha coming down on these LEIGs. Oh no.
Picks one of them
Gonna
up
have to
straight
move.
away. And the other one is playing dodge the rocket
Under
right
a
now.
hail of missiles.
Dun dun
Just
dun
barely
dun.
gets to back away. Wow.
Yeah, he's good in
Yeah,
the end.
I really think Coconuts needs to consolidate on one VP and try and pick it up, but they haven't really given themselves a late game option to fall back on.
Yeah.
I mean, had Coco gone something like a Jagdtiger, you know, if they had managed to stall the VPs long enough, he would have had, just the massive, anti-armor advantage in the late game. But yeah, I don't know. I think Coconuts is gonna have to make something happen and quick.
Yeah, as well, you know what? Last time I said that the two players are kind of playing this out as like 2 1v1s. You can see like Talisman and Nutella mostly on the left flank here, Panic and Gordon mostly on the right flank here. And the way Crossing in the Woods is set up, it's very easy to fall into that kind of a mindset where it's like 2 1v1s on the same map and you're occasionally like high-fiving and helping a friend out. But I think right now the two Axis players need to make a concerted effort between themselves, just give up on one of these flanks basically, and just try and stall out mid and left or mid and right, and just like focus a bit more coherently, because like Gordon just cannot take Panic and Nutella cannot take Talisman, and they just keep trying and it's not working. They need to shift it up and pivot a little bit. Wow, we've actually got the Lef 18 artillery being built in the base here. It feels like too little, too late.
Austere sniper. Keep an eye on this austere sniper. Is positioned well for a counter snipe. Both snipers on hold fire, waiting for an opportunity to take advantage here.
Dun 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 dun. So tense. Yeah. So anyway, yeah. Like I say, the left 18 in the base is weird. It's so late for that.
Oh yeah, that's especially when you're already behind. I mean, when you've only got two squads, or you've got one grenadier squad, a sniper, an MG, and a pioneer.
Well, this
I mean, you
Vermac
need
sniper.
more field presence at this point.
Yeah, the Vermac sniper gets flushed by some Tommies there, so he's not going to be able to stick around. Meanwhile, on the right flank, we do have a Flamhetzer. Hey, burning it in the countryside. Gets some conscripts to have to fall back, but its engine's broken. I'm guessing that was AT grenades that I missed off camera. The plucky little Flamhetzer. Flamhetzer Jagdpanther is a nice combo, actually. You know, you got the AT, you got the anti-infantry, like a 1-2 punch there. Whoa, Katushka's going to be screaming in some rounds. Finds the ISG again. ISG going to play dodge the rockets for a second time. I don't think he likes this game.
That's not a game that usually comes out in your favor.
No,
I
that's
mean,
right.
you can end it in a draw, but you never really win. Oh, look at this LEFH.
Yeah, getting some
firing
barrages.
You know, I kind of expected that to go in on the base sector.
Yeah. 50 points remaining is not a lot. They're under a triple cap right now, the Axis players. And I feel like they have enough force between them if they were to just push 1 or 2 of the victory points. You know, like I was saying before. I mean, I'm going to stop saying it now. I don't want to keep repeating myself, but I feel like that they needed to just adjust their tactics and pivot. Oh, wow, there's a KV-8 in the field? Wow. Okay.
Yeah, perhaps a bit of tunnel vision, perhaps a bit of fatigue. You never know. It's really hard when you're playing in a high-stress environment like this to coordinate. And like you said, this is week 1. You know, this is the very beginning of high-level 2v2 play for this league. So it would not surprise me if we saw the coordination between these teams really take a step up as the league goes on.
Yeah.
Right now, I love the response from Cobeligerants here to even this game at 1-1. For all intents and purposes, this game is over. Axis down to 10 points. Things ticking down. Really nice response here from Cobeligerants.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, whatever that locker room chat was, it certainly worked. You know, or maybe they just went and got just drunk like 4 espressos each or something, and they're just like absolutely on it right now, like, you know, hands shaking, eyes wide. But yeah, whatever it is they did, it certainly worked, and they're going to tie this series up 1-1. So that's some pretty good stuff there. We're going to get rid of. What is this? There we go. And bring the cameras back to us. Oh, I've done it again.
What have you done, Magpie?
Whoop, there we go. Nobody ever saw that. Cool. Yeah, so a fantastic game 2 there. We're going to get ready for game 3 right now. But based off of those first 2 games, who do you like best in game 3?
If I'm honest with you, and this is going to sound really shitty, because I'm supposed to be a, you know, Company of Heroes 2 shill. We're casters and yada yada yada, and I can't comment on balance and whatnot. But if I gotta guess, I'm going with whoever selects the allies.
Ooh.
Because both players, both teams, I should say, have won with the allied factions, and I like the state of the allies in 2v2s right now. I just think the allies have an advantage, which brings me to the point that we should probably focus a little bit more on who has VP lead in the an event of an ace game.
Yeah,
because
you're right.
whoever had the VP lead in the event of an ace game gets faction choice, and when there's a disparity between the strength of 2 factions, that can actually be a bit of a deciding factor. Or at least it's something that teams will have to consider. You know, when to surrender. If they're already on the back foot and they feel like they can't recover, maybe surrender early, save a couple VP ticks. So yeah, I'm going with whoever plays allies. Maybe you know, I'm hoping to see an upset though.
Yeah, well, that's a really good observation. I think you really hit the nail on the head, though. It's actually really crucial who comes out with that VP lead, because they do, of course, get faction pick, and that means a lot. And I don't know. I don't really want to turn this into a balanced discussion, but definitely we know for a fact this map in 1v1 favors Wehrmacht. In 2v2, I think it does favor allies, you know, because you can flood the map with like much stronger in terms of squad for squad infantry. You know, the riflemen, the Tommies, once they get their upgrades, once they get BARs or 1919s, they can just bully your opponents, and there's not very much room to maneuver on a map like this. So allies feel like they can close the door pretty hard if things even go slightly their way. Whereas for Axis, it feels like it's much harder to shut your opponent out of the game. I don't know. That's just my gut feeling. as I load into this next game. Anyway, yeah, how are you feeling? Do you want a quick break, or are you good to go?
If we could just take, like, I'm not even joking, maybe a minute break, that would be all I need.
Okay, cool. Well,
I just got to use the restroom, and I'll be ready for game 3 for the Ace game. You got your Ace game hat, Magpie? Where's your Ace game hat, man?
Oh, my Ace game hat. Okay, I tell you what. You go. I will ready the Ace game hat in the meantime. That's a good point. That's a good point. I did forget about the Ace game hat, and this is kind of the finals insofar as it's the final series. So, cool. What I'm going to do is take this opportunity to play the really sweet TNTL video again, because it's just I'm loving that video. So yeah, you rock on. I will play the video and grab my hat.
Perfect.
Whoops. Ah, what's going on here? Oh my god, they've hacked into my... Oh, it's okay. Got it. For a moment there, I thought they'd hacked the Matrix and everything was falling apart. But we good now. We good. Alright, guys, I'm just going to play this video. Festive is going to be back with us in just 2 seconds, and I will also be back with you in, like, 2 seconds. Alright guys, welcome back. As you can see, I have now equipped my hat of Ace Match +1 and my G-Life shades, because this is an Ace Match. So yeah, for those of you who don't know, I was casting the EU ESL yesterday, and for some strange reason in the finals an Ace Match came on, and the players took a little while, so I had to we were kind of like stalling for time, me and Festive Long John, so I equipped the Ace Match hat, and today I've bolstered it with the Ace Match shades. So yeah, what do you think, buddy? I got the Ace Match shades and hat this time.
I'm loving it. I'm loving it.
All right.
You look like a total boss, man.
Some people, awesome. Some people pretty surprised. Pluralitas says, and it's not a top hat. No, that's right. I do live in England, but it is actually not the 17th century, so didn't crack out the top hat.
See, here living in America, I just associate top hats with like Abraham Lincoln. So, you know, and we got a different perspective here.
Oh yeah, Abraham Lincoln. Well, he was a good guy too, and some of the British guys are good. So I don't know. There's a connection. So let's see. Okay, I accidentally loaded on too far because I got the Alt key glitch. So I'm on 10 seconds.
Okay. Catch up with you. All right. Pause to 10.
Ready. Cool. So I'll give us a count to 3 and then we'll hit play. Okay, ready?
Got it.
1, 2, 3. Okay, so I'm on 13, 14. All good?
Yep.
All right,
we're
sweet.
just spot on.
All right, I'll bring us in then. All right, everybody, a very warm welcome to the stream. Thank you very much for tuning in. We're here for the final game between CoCo, which is what does that actually stand for? That's 37thCoConuts. That's it.
37thCoConuts. That's right.
And their opponents, the Cobeligerants, spawning up here in the north. We're going to have those Cobeligerants who fell in game 1, but were able to take game 2, and it seems like they've got allies here today. So RTN Talisman here going to be spawning as United Kingdom forces, and his ally playing as the Soviet forces. It's Panic TM. Spawning in the south, it's going to be the Overcommand West forces of Cobeligerants, who, let's see if he goes for that Feuersturm again. And his ally is going to be playing as the Wehrmacht. It's CoCoNutella. The map, for the 3rd time, is going to be Crossing in the Woods. So I imagine these players actually all have a fair idea of how their opponents like to play, and there might be some mind gaming going on here. A couple of double bluffs, a couple of reads, stuff like that, you know. This has gone to the 3rd game, so these players are all pretty experienced at each other, and that just makes it more interesting, basically, to watch. I should take these shades off. I can't see anything.
I was gonna comment about it. I was like, I just hope you can still see what you're talking about, Magpie. With those shades on. Panic. Going with the tier 2 start. Nothing too surprising here from the Soviets. getting that Maxim out the door just as soon as he can. It's a bit of a scuffle going on here on the left munitions point. Axis actually able to deny the munitions from the Allied players with the early push by the Sturm Pioneers. They're going to get forced off eventually as they're taking fire from 2 infantry sections and this Vickers that is now garrisoning the building. Looks like he's going to try and finish the cap. He'll probably get it unless Talisman pushes up here to deny it, which he does not. So Axis sitting on an early double munitions lead right now. MG42 set up on the right side to deny any push on the VP. Yeah, how do you feel about the Cobeligerants and their Axis or their Allied play? They just came off a victory as the Allies. Do you think they've got what it takes to seal the deal?
I don't know. Because like game 1, like CoCo just were absolutely like Banzai crazy, did some like epic shizzle, and it was like a really memorable strategy, getting that bow 4 in mid, closing the door hard, and looking super dominant all game. Talisman and Panic with their Allied play, yeah, they took game 2, but it looked a lot more standard, you know, bringing out the AEC, kind of just taking efficient fights. So I guess what I'm saying is, in my heart, I kind of want the CoCo boys to take this one down, and I kind of want them to pull some crazy, like, epics plan or strategy or just something insane here to do it again, because they played with so much style, it is hard for me not to like them.
Well, they've definitely come out as the aggressors early on so far, snagging a really early triple cap and actually cutting off Talisman and Panic from the fuel connection on the right side with that early cutoff play. So very nice opening here for the Axis. We've got a sniper start for the for our player Nutella, which is already up to 7 kills in just 3.5 minutes. So really active with the sniper here. Yeah, so far CoCo looking really strong.
Yeah, CoCo looking strong, but here's something a little bit like that I'm a little bit skeptical about, is CoCo Gorodan has locked in Feuersturm Doctrine again. Yeah.
Again.
So like I don't really think it worked for him last game. So I mean, whatever plan it is that he has for this doctrine, I hope we get to see it come to fruition in this game, because I feel like last time the Feuersturm Doctrine was just a bit soggy. Well, I mean, let's see. I don't want to write him off too early. Clearly, he's very comfortable playing this commander, and he's just picking it off the bat every time. So, you know, that says that it's his favourite thing to be doing these days. And, you know, he already has that Flammenwerfer on his Storm Pioneers. He's roasting and toasting Tommies. He's beginning to burninate the countryside. So, you know, maybe he's got something spicy lined up. I mean, we'll see. And Nutella's still keeping his commanders open, so we'll have to see.
I think the one thing that we may have overlooked is the ability for Sturm Pioneers to win 1v1 engagements against infantry sections in cover. On a map like this, there's a lot of situations where you have to traverse some open ground to assault a squad in cover. And with the flamethrower, you can afford to take a little bit damage on the approach and still win the engagement because of how much damage it does to Tommies in cover. It ignores the cover bonus entirely. So I could definitely see how Gorodan might be comfortable with that. Also, I'd like to see him incorporate that recoup losses ability into his build, because it can really make some all-in pushes really effective.
Yeah, interesting points you make there, and I do agree that having that Flammenwerfer will tip the odds against Tommies in the early game, but I think that I'm not sure that justifies a commander pick, so of course he's looking to get something else out of that, and also obviously once Tommies get their weapon racks, once they get 5 men, that isn't really going to be much of a play, so it is a really short-term thing. The manpower boost, what's it called? It's recoup losses. That reminds me a little bit of the Ostrapen reserves thing, you know, where if you lose like 4 models or something, you get a free Ostrapen squad, and that can be a really powerful ability. So we'll see.
It's a bit different though, because it gives you just straight manpower, which you can use to invest in vehicles. You know, it doesn't just give you a return on infantry. You know, you can use that ability to, you know, basically do anything. Reinforce existing squads, invest in tech. It's a really interesting ability. I think it's a cornerstone of this commander. And that being said, we've got a really strong early game from CoCo again, taking basically all of the map. I've got Cobeligerants pretty much pigeonholed in their base, so really strong opening here from 37thCoConuts.
Yeah, and I wonder if this is the kind of early game that they wanted that first game, you know? Because they're basically doing the same thing, but this time all the fights have panned out much better. Their positioning has been better, the Flammenwerfer played better. Here comes the AEC, which might change things, but yeah, CoCo getting off to a much better start in this game, despite using fairly similar tactics.
AEC's been spotted, but he's got a 251 flak half-track in production. He doesn't cancel it. I wonder if, you know, that was a bit of a misplay there. I don't know. The flak track definitely good used defensively, but with an AEC on the field, you got to wonder how much effectiveness this unit's going to have at this stage of the game.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, like, flak half-tracks aren't exactly all the rage these days. I mean, I don't think anyone thinks that they're a particularly powerful unit. They can be powerful for sure, but they're very fragile. And I think against British forces, who are typically going for AECs these days, that makes the flak half-track even less appealing. And if you spot the AEC, then yeah, I think that should have been a cancel, really, on the flak half-track, as you say. I mean, we'll see if he gets any utility out of it, but I haven't really got very high hopes for it.
Yeah, he responds by producing over Kettenwerfer. Right after that, what this AEC will allow him to do is totally deny VPs, which from Coconuts we've seen so far is a really high priority for them. He does set up in range of the AEC and actually does quite a bit of damage to it.
Yeah, more than I thought. Yeah. Yeah, we're both a little bit surprised by that then, but I mean the AEC is still going to out DPS it though, and it's going to chase here. Bing, there goes the hit there, and now it's only one more hit away from death. So, bang, there it goes. Yeah, black half track goes down. And the thing is, like, I don't know, like, I think given the previous game, I think opening mech and going for a Puma would have been way smarter. I don't know, it's just the way I feel about it.
Especially considering the VP lead now. I mean, look, even despite losing that 251,
God, yeah.
I guess it's not a 251, but they've, again, Coconuts, in 7 minutes, in just 8 minutes, has already ticked half the VPs down from Cobeligerants. So at this point, you know, they've already got Cobeligerants down the back foot.
Yeah, that's amazing, actually. At the 8-minute mark, to have them down at 230 or 240 tickets. That's,
I mean,
that's
they
incredible.
essentially got the triple cap as soon as the game started, and Cobeligerants has yet to even tick a single VP.
And that's how they took
Coconuts.
the first game. They just got their opponent like basically hobbled on the score stakes, and then like the scores were never close, even though the fighting was. Yeah, setting this game up really nicely, Coco. This time playing as Axis though, so we'll see how they're going to convert it. But yeah, I really like it. I mean, finally, Talisman's going to take mid here, and Panic's been able to secure this left VP, so they're going to stop bleeding for just a moment here. But 227 under well, what was 500? Eesh, that's a pretty bad place to be. Good point.
Yeah, and look at the fuel disparity. I mean, 206 fuel to just 51 and 41. I mean, the plus 32 fuel to plus 10. Axis right now definitely winning the resource war, winning the VP war. Coconut's looking very strong. It's just going to be a matter of how they transition this advantage. And it looks like, yeah, Coco Nutella is going for that Battle Phase 2, probably going to rush P4, maybe an Ostwind. Interested to see what Gordon does. It looks like his putting down his Schreiber Panzer headquarters right now.
Yeah,
so,
worth pointing out that actually this Allied Tommy squad is standing on a demo pack whilst there are ISG shells raining down on the left flank. They didn't go off, but that was a close run thing, and that demo pack might play a good role. It's in a lovely position. And also, off the back of having those 3 VPs and a lot of territory control in the early game, somebody in chat just said, hey, check out the Axis fuel at 10 minutes, lol. And they're quite right, actually. The Axis, they are way ahead on resources, actually. Was that the AEC going down?
Wow.
Yeah.
AEC just went down.
Was that to an ISG
What did
round?
that go down to?
That can't have been an
Was it just that low? Was there a mine over there? I don't know. Maybe somebody in chat can tell us. Maybe
maybe it was incendiary rounds.
But...
No, because that MG's not that one. Okay. Okay, well, the AEC has spontaneously died. Procasting.
You can't catch it all. It's 2v2s. Give us some penalty stuff.
Yeah, right, exactly. But hey, there's 2 casters, you know. Anyway. Yeah, it looks like the Axis forces are going to be pushing out here on the left flank, looking pretty resurgent. Here come the Soviet counterattack, but these 2 Grenadier squads both have LMG-42s. Whoa, this one Grenadier staying for far too long, I think. He's going to try and get out of there. He should be safe. There we go. Leaving it a touch late. Whoa, actually, no, he's falling back through the arc of a Vickers, so risky times there. Risky times for Nutella, playing it a bit close to the wind with his infantry. And actually, yeah, leaving this other Grenadier squad hung out to dry. Meanwhile, in mid, there's just kind of all kinds of action going on, actually. These Royal Engineers making a deep run onto the ISG here. Going to try and hose it down with their Sten guns. Another AEC as well.
Trevor has now been spotted. Yeah, that's an interesting call considering that you just spotted the Schreiber. You got to expect some medium armor considering the map control up to this point. AEC, a bit of a jack of all trades, but it doesn't exactly stand up to a Panzer IV or let's say, you know, something like a Jagdpanzer. Although Jagdpanzer would probably be a bit of a defensive play considering the VP lead at this point.
I quite like the Jagdpanzer just in general though on this map actually. Like just because on this map it's pretty open, so it's really strong. You can position it in mid and just transition it slightly left or right as and when it's needed. But I don't mind the AEC like in general. It's still a spicy unit and it's still going to be able to do a lot of work. That Panzer IV is going to be coming, but not for a while. Also, he does have the sniper, who if he gets to Vet 1, he can use the critical shot. He can get a critical shot on the AEC if he gets to is it target treads? Yeah, there we go. If that one gets to Vet 1, so he has the pieces to make a play against a Panzer IV. I don't think a Panzer IV is going to worry him too much.
Oh, look at this. Nutella opting for Battle Phase 3, so he's actually skipping Tier 3 and going straight to Tier 4. Ooh. I wonder if he's going to be rushing a Panzerwerfer and then piggybacking the medium armor off of Gordon's Panzer IV. That would make a lot of sense to me. Gordon opting to go for an Obersoldaten squad, which I like that play. They've got plenty of munitions. You can get those Obers, get that long-range DPS going. Right now, though, I think they need to. I don't know if I like the Tier 4 play. I would have liked to have seen them continue to put the pressure on, but you know, obviously, a Panzerwerfer on this map is just insane.
I gotta say, actually, I think the Tier 4 play is really good, because whilst I was saying that the British player wouldn't be worried by a Panzer IV, he'd probably be scared shitless of a Panther, and there's basically enough fuel for that. So this could be a really fast Panther. I mean, he could go for a Brumbar or something, which wouldn't be awful, but I mean, let's face it, it's not going to be as good as a Panther. Panzerwerfer, as you said, is a really good choice, but anyway, I think maximising your fuel lead in the early game by going to quick Tier 4 to catch your opponents off guard I just like that move a lot.
Yeah, I just feel like a Panther is not a unit that you go if you want to push your advantage. You know, it's not gonna push infantry off, and you've already got the fuel lead, so you're not going to be going against superior armor. You know, I think you go P4 if you want to push your advantage. It wouldn't surprise me if a Panzerwerfer comes out.
It is a Werfer, yeah. So yeah, good read there, good read. So yeah, well, we're going to see the indirect fire piece, and you know that really does have a lot of that first barrage is probably going to be like quite spooky for the Allied players here. They're going to be like, "What is that sound? Oh my God!"
Yeah, the thing about the Werfer is on this map, you risk relatively little. There's so many hedges that block your side of the map that you can push it up into a really short range and get that super tight focused barrage. It just does absolutely, massive amounts of work against, clumped up units. So Panzerwerfer, I think, is going to have a huge impact on this map. I really like that choice for Coconuts.
Oh, could you just hit pause for just a split second? Oh, for 1 second. I just had a bit of a lock up there.
I'm at 14, 15, 16, 17.
Okay, yeah, now we should be good.
Okay.
Yeah, so Panzer IV is going to be the choice here for the Overcommand player. There was an M5 half-track with the quad mount upgrade for the Soviets here. Bit of an interesting choice from Panic, especially given that the Axis players had such a fuel lead early on. I'll be amazed if this half-track does actually look any good in this game.
Yeah, now they're investing manpower in indirect fire. Look at this, a mortar pit going down in the middle.
Oh yeah, I do kind of like that, but it's quite exposed there. Could easily be hit.
The game was just a bit late.
Here comes the Panzerwerfer barrage. Oh, it's going to find a Zis gun. Yeah, picks up the Zis gun straight away.
Good Lord.
Yeah, that was good. That was really good. That's the exact thing they wanted to pick off. Now that Panzer IV has a lot more freedom, they're going to have to waste time recruiting it. Remember, the quad mount half tracks don't reinforce these days. So yeah, this Zis gun is going to be on 3-man, and the engineer's going to fall back. There's just really good disruption, and this Panzer IV, if it wanted to, could press the advantage a little bit. Maybe look to get the half track or the
mission point.
Or the oh, some mines just catching an Obersoldaten there. That's nice. Oh yeah, the demo charge on the munitions point could be good here for Panic. The Grenadiers!
They're not quite positioned.
I think if he gets it now, he gets them.
Disaster.
They all look close enough to me. Oh, I can't look away, damn it!
Cover. It's risky.
Okay, alright, okay, the Grenadiers move away. I think they're okay. I'm just keeping them like in the side of the camera here, so everyone keep an eye on that for the demo charge antics going on in the corner there. How's the sniper been doing this game? 21 kills. That's pretty good.
Sniper's been doing quite well. We got Brace going down on the mortar emplacement. P4 trying to push up frontally. Brace is now worn off, and the Flamer is right there to finish it off. I think they'll be able to finish off the mortar pit.
I think they will.
Pick up the AT gun as well. There's really nothing that can stop this mortar pit from going down. Very nicely played by Coconuts.
Really nicely.
Maintaining the VP bleed.
Yeah, we've got a Hetzer coming onto the field as well.
Yeah, oh, there we go. Flamehatzer. He's
Yeah.
trying to make it work.
Well, I don't know,
I'm gonna
because
watch
the
this
flamer
unit.
on those
Maybe
Storm
he knows
Pioneers,
something I don't.
the flamer on the Storm Pioneers looked really good there. It picked up an AT gun. It got the mortar pit. That's like 400 manpower. Here comes the Panzerwerfer again. Where's he going to put this one down? It's going to find the Zis gun again. It doesn't kill it though. Wow,
Oh,
two
wow.
guys still left on that one. So a lucky break there for Panic. Where's that Panzer IV actually? It's taking a lot of fire. Yeah, it needs repairing. It's like not no health.
Yeah, that is one of the downsides of playing this commander, the Fearstorm Doctrine, without playing the Tier 2 mechanized, is that you really want to use those Sturm Pioneers as combat units. You know, you've invested 60 munitions in your flamethrower, you want to put them on the front lines, but at the same time, without that mechanized truck, you don't have any repairs. So this Tier 4, or this, P4 sitting in the back is just now
Whoa.
getting some attention. from the Sturm Pioneers.
Brumbar on the
A
field.
Brumbar!
Yeah, man.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
The good old
Oh,
Storm
yes.
Panzer IV, man. Sturmgeschütze
Oh,
Wehr.
glorious Brumbar.
Yeah, so
You know, and he's also got access to that awesome LEFH, so this is really their strategy coming to fruition. Very
the
similar to
Hetzer.
what they did in the last game.
the Hetzer there combined with an ISG getting the squad wipe on that Maxim, that was kind of brutal. Oh, the Brumbar. I mean, AECs are good, but I don't know about this. Ugh. Wow, penetrates the front armor on the Brumbar. Boom! Here comes the counterfire, though. Wow, a miss from the Brumbar. Whoa, that sniper getting hung out to dry, though. He's going to have to... Yep, he gets killed. That was a pretty bad move from that sniper. You don't want to just donate your sniper to the opponent like that. Oh, the Brumbar chalks off the 6-pounder. Gross.
This Brumbar is just going to try and push their advantage. Now, I really like that choice, actually. It's so unconventional. Everyone mocks the Brumbar, but you know what? In this situation, I think it pays off.
I tell you what, you know you were saying that they need to use this tier 4 to like press their advantage, yeah? The Brumbar is one of those units, it's very niche, and the time when you want to use it is when you just want a solid unit to just push behind, and the Brumbar deals with anything in front of it, vehicles, infantry, anything, you know? So it is actually a really effective unit to just push. Its frontal armor's decent, it has a lot of HP. It does look bad a lot of the time, but I think if you have the upper hand, it's a good closer. The question is, do the Axis forces really have the upper hand at the moment? Just about, I think, but I mean, losing that sniper, being forced to fall back and repair with a lot of their armor. Is the Panzer IV on the field again? Yeah, it is ready to go. The Soviets are pushing.
They are, but this Rakettenwerfer continuing to do work. Just wiped a mortar and another squad, I think it was a Tommy squad, in the building to the left of this middle VP here. I think the longer this game goes, the harder it gets for the Allies with this Panzerwerfer on the field. Panzerwerfer is just like the ultimate Axis indirect fire.
Yeah, it's
Brumbar's going to move up and try and totally... If he's going to attack ground the sniper just barely dodges it very nicely, micro from both players, and actually gets in a gets in a little shot there to say, back off, Brumbar. I got a counter here. He gets that critical shot in. Actually, no, that must have just been a random because he's not vet 1. He stunned the Brumbar there.
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, it was just a temporary stun though. The Brumbar's going to shrug it off and wander away, get itself repaired, and come on back for some more blood. I think. The Flamhetz has been suspiciously idle all this time, actually. Oh, there it is. Okay, no, it hasn't been idle. Oh my god, it's getting hunted down by the AEC. Whoa! That felt like it should have killed it. Su-85 going to be the choice for Panic. Actually, the Panzer IV is going to come in and close the door on this AEC, and the Flamhetz are somehow alive. Crazy. And the AEC is going to be forfeit. Whoa, things going from bad to worse here for the Cobeligerants. They're in a sticky situation, and no mistake, they are in the soup without a spoon. They're in the river without a paddle. And this is going to be a tough one, I think. A real tough one. Oh, the Panzerwerfer is just going to fire up again. Is it going to find the Zis gun? No, it's going to try and find some cross.
Oh, good God, that mid-range barrage.
Oh, just gibbs the conscripts there. Wow. Okay, 47 and 50 army supply for the Allies, 77 and 62 for the Axis. Is like, it's dangerous times.
Coconut's looking really good right now.
Coconut's looking really good, yeah.
This is just great. P4 circling around, gonna catch the pack and the Su-85 off guard. First shot connects with the Su-85. Does he have anything to follow it up with? He's got the Shreks. They're just now repositioning. Mark Target going in on the Panzer IV.
Oh no, this 6-pounder doing what it can, but I think the Su-85, yeah, that is going to be forfeit. Is the Panzer IV going to get out of here? I don't think so, right? I mean, the SAS sniper is here. He can help a bit.
He's already used his blitzkrieg.
Yeah, and this 6-pounder isn't going away.
Oh, cheeky maneuver.
Yeah.
Guard's gonna go for the button.
Yeah.
Panzer IV taking quite a bit of damage.
Oh,
AT
the SAS sniper for the win! SAS sniper gets the Panzer IV! Wow! Wow, and a Cromwell just hit the field. No, sorry, that's a Churchill. That's a Crocodile! OMG, to Crocodile is here.
Wow, can the Allies turn this game with the Crocodile? Right now, the Axis don't really
Surely
have much
not.
hard AT. They've got one pack. They've got 2 Shreks.
Oh,
and
the
that is
Brumbar
it.
though. The Brumbar doing work here in mid. And remember, the Brumbar does stun vehicles when it hits them, or at least it has a pretty good chance to stun. So if you stun that Crocodile, it doesn't look nearly so smart sitting in the open. And there's a Jagdpanzer coming. Oh, well, there was. It's actually been cancelled.
If Cobeligerants are going to make a move, they need to do it with the Crocodile, and they need to do it quick. You need to use that Crocodile to force off the infantry and maintain control of at least one VP to stop the bleed. In the meantime, they need to get all their 18 focusing on the middle because this Brumbar is just going on a rampage.
Yeah, the super heavy artillery actually has been called in. Where is that landing? Okay, it's landing in the same position pretty much as last time. Whoa!
Oh,
of course,
yeah,
it's
Tier
killed the
4
Schwerer
get picked
Panzer.
up.
He's killed the Schwerer Panzer HQ with the super heavy artillery there. The what is it? Concentrated fire op.
Yeah.
Oh, so is that why the Jagdpanzer was cancelled? Ah, maybe. So is there a mechanized reg? No, so it can't be a King Tiger. That can't be the choice. Oh no, the Panzerwerfer!
Oh, wow.
It gets conscripts and a Ziska.
Oh, Panzerwerfer, please.
Oh god. Oh god, that's just so nasty.
Filthy, filthy bastard. 26 kills on the Panzerwerfer now.
Yeah.
Brumbar positioning itself on the left flank.
Yeah.
And maintain control of the left VP. Allies in a really, really nasty spot. They're about to eat another triple cap. I don't think the Crocodile's going to be enough to turn it for him. And Panic has no vehicles on the field.
Yeah.
Does manage to pick up the 6-pounder that was stolen. Or no, I guess it was a Shrek squad.
Oh whoa, there's a load of guys planting mines here, getting hit by Stormbineers here, getting hit by the RAF a little bit. They're going to have to fall back. No squad wipes forthcoming though, so no ray of hope for the Allied players. And yeah, I mean they're down considerably in supply. They're well behind. They're under a triple cap right now. They do have a Crocodile to their name. And did that Su-85 ever actually finish? Or what happened to that thing? Oh yeah, I remember. It got killed over here. Yeah, I remember. Yeah. Okay, so the Su-85 they don't have.
Oh, it's looking really, really grim, and obviously Talisman recognizes that trying to make a play with this Crocodile knows that they're down to less than 75 VPs in an ace game. Crocodile going to push up and try and wipe the pack. Does some good work against the Panzer IV. Brumbar going to come up and try and get some rear shots.
But there's a 6-pounder in the Brumbar's rear armor, and the Flamheads are burninating all the Allied infantry coming across the bridge. That Flamheads are looking pretty good right now, actually. It actually gets a Star of Veterancy as well. Brumbar's going to get out alive. Crocodile's going to get out alive just. Here comes the Werfer barrage, and that will find... Whoa, that was a Stuka's first barrage and a Werferman. Oh, sorry, and a Panzerwerfer barrage, so a little bit of overkill there, but you know, whatever, if you smoke them if you got them. And, wow, the Flamheads is going to get aggressive here, actually, pushing out across the river. This is a little bit risky, but I suppose the Crocodile's on its last legs. Well, these conscripts don't want to, you don't want to take on this thing. I think this has to be the most flaming I've ever seen in one game, by the way. Crocodile against
This is
Feuerstorm.
ridiculous.
But I'm loving it. The Allies actually do pick
everywhere.
up a victory point, and they've decapped mid, so interesting to note, they're not bleeding right now, but both of those points are being captured back, so they're probably going to be bleeding soon. Vickers gun here doing some really nice work, awkwardly for the Axis, forcing away a lot of Allied squads here, a little captured Vickers gun there. And the left flank as well, falling into disarray here for the Allies. That Flamhead's nearly going to hit 2-star, which we basically never see. That thing notoriously hard to bet up.
Yeah, it's up to 12 kills. Done more work than I expected it to this game. So props to Gordon for making me eat crow as far as his commander choice.
Oh, you know
What's
what?
that? What?
That wasn't a Stuka's first barrage, was it? I misannounced that.
No,
of course,
it
that
was
was the
the
rocket
rocket
barrage.
barrage.
Yeah, my
Yeah.
bad. I was like, where's the Stuka's first?
200 beauty investment to wipe the back gun that was already being fired up on the Panzerwerfer. So both players on the same page in terms of what you need to go down.
Maybe a little
but
too on the
maybe
same
not,
page.
in terms of the investment required to do it.
Yeah, turns out that page not big enough for the both of them. And, Yeah, this Panzer IV command tank, that's also looked like a good unit this game, actually. We haven't commented on it much, but it has just been policing mid, kind of in a similar way to what we saw on Semyoski earlier. Ziskun's going to have a go, but that's the Panzerwerfer you can hear firing, and I'm betting you that that's going to be knocking down this one. Coco Garden calls GG as the Panzerwerfer going to cause some grievous losses. Not going to pick up the Zisgun, but I believe GG is in the process of being called right now. Crocodile going to come forward for a little bit of a last-ditch glory attempt here. Going to start roasting and toasting some Oversoldaten, but you know, all they need to do is just kind of fall back and they shouldn't die. And we got a Panther tank as well, actually, here coming in.
Yep, this is it. This is Coco, the 37thCoConuts taking game 3.
Wow.
In decisive fashion, 400 VPs remaining with essentially the same strat they got beaten with the game before.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to exactly put your finger on what changed there and what made it like the difference between a win and a loss there, because, you know, Gorodan locked in that super early Feuersturm doctrine, and, you know, Nutella using fairly similar opening tactics, but the opening engagements just went much better for them. They were able to get that triple cap, and, like, what was it, at 8 minutes, they'd taken off half their opponent's tickets? Like, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Turns out if you really want to win games quickly, do that.
Yeah, Coco showing us how it's done in terms of that really early aggression VP drain, even as Axis. They game 3, they microed those early engagements well, picked up an early VP lead, and sealed the deal with the Panzerwerfer.
Yeah.
It's really well done.
Yeah, so thank you very much to everybody for tuning in tonight. Where I have no idea how many viewers to expect, but I'm actually really pleasantly surprised that we had over 100 viewers the entire cast, because there's a number of other streams going on. It is a Monday night after all, so there's a lot of things that people got to be doing. So thank you very much to everybody for spending time with us. We really do appreciate it, and yeah, really enjoying it. You know what? Okay, just before we go, Festive Long Johns, I got a question for you. Okay, who wins out of the Coconuts? And remember the name, because those are our 2 winners this evening. So, what do you think?
You know what? That's a tough one. I think I gotta go with RTN. They just looked a little bit tighter than Coconuts. Coconuts had some really nice strategies, but I think RTN, in terms of like their playmaking ability, just as far as today goes, again, it's still week 1. We don't really know how it's gonna play out, but you know, we don't know. And let's take a look. Do those 2 ever have the opportunity to play with one another? I think they're in different groups. Like, don't know if we'll see that until potentially the playoffs. Yeah, but right now, yeah, out of the 2 teams we casted today, RTN looking very strong, Coconuts looking very good as well. But it should be noted that teams that ace, teams that go 2-0, will have a much better, much better place in the standings than teams that win in a 3-game series. Because the way it works is, if you ace a team 2-0, you go up 2 points and your opponent gets -2 points. If it goes to an ace game, you go up just 1 point, your opponent is down 1 point. So basically each game in the series being worth +1 and -1 each. So despite the fact that Coconut's looking very strong right now, and in that victory, because it went to 3 games, there's only a 1 point difference, and actually Coconuts being in the 4th place and Cobeligerants being in just 5th place. So difference in those 2 teams is not that great. Something to keep in mind.
Yeah, absolutely. So as we begin to sign off, what I'm going to do quickly is just bring up the